Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pony Josiah 13, and we are at the London docks in Sherlock Holmes The Awakens, in pursuit of Kimihia, our captured servant. First thing first, let's change up Sherlock's outfit a bit. Make it a Navy uniform, officer uniform. Respect. Got a jaunty little fez on there. Fezzes are cool. No glasses. But we'll add officers. There's mustache. That's right. Yeah, that'll work. And okay. First things first. How about a drink? Warm the blood.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
Pale, chapped lips. Vomit stains, warning sickness. Distended film. Trousers are a little too tight. I doubt she would not be aware of her pregnancy. Looks like she's just trying to hide it.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in the ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
Your clothes are already tight and soon they won't fit at all. How far along you?
I thought I'd hidden it better. How did you know? Are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. I would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
It's gonna spread sooner or later.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
Looks like we're heading to the docks. And the saltpeter explosion was at Pier 3, so we might as well start there. Let's get a bit of a move on. Help! Gervesh missing for a week. Please tell if you see him. Ask Daya in Fort Shantytown, Red Rag Overhouse entrance. Sorry. Bulletin board. Star of Gibraltar is seeking a carpenter and able seaman. Write to Captain Akab, Leadenhall Street Post Office. Obviously a reference to Moby Dick. I don't remember what the ship in that book was called. It's been a long time since I read that. Strong man needed for honest work. Apply for details at the pub any Wednesday. And that's Dock 1 and Dock 2 down there. Presumably we'll find Dock 3 further on.
Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
Ghost, you say? That would require further attention. Yeah. Here's pier number 3.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy...
Not again. Yes, I'm Roy, but I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the 4th person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, but I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
Don't know nothing, so do you know or do you not know?
May I ask what you're doing here?
This is where the ship sank the other day. I'm trying to work out how we'll remove it.
Now, where was I?
Many ink stains. HM Cuss something. 5'5" tall, average height. Waltham Hillside pocket watch, mint, solid gold. No muscle tone, not brawny. English blood, around 5'5" and has an average build. His lack of muscle tone implies he is hardly strong. Mr. Soulsby does not look like Kimihia's abducted. His left palm bears several stamped ink stains. Some letters remain visible. HM Cuss. Apparently Mr. Soulsby is the customs officer. He holds a brand new Waltham Hillside watch in his pocket. Only a corrupt customs officer can afford such a thing. Or he might have stolen it. I'm leaning more towards corrupt officer.
Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
About missing people, we might as well ask about Gervish. That means heading to the shanty town.
Yeah, I did.
Found the warehouses. There's a Bobby. Since in number 2. Since we're here, might as well ask about that.
Good evening, Constable. I heard some people talking of ghosts in this warehouse.
Gossips, all of them. An old lady neighbour saw some lights and ghostly shapes in the middle of the night. She heard music too. Turns out this was the warehouse of Grandpa Kujak. He owned a business with theatre props for scary shows. I went in and... well, it is a bit creepy. But I think it was probably just some kids fooling around.
Do you mind if I take a look inside?
Not at all. It's like Madame Tussauds, only worse. I'll be on the beat round the pub for the rest of the night. Damned explosion. Good night, sir. I don't believe in ghosts. I did when I was a kid.
Empty warehouses do have a bit of appeal as potentially frightening areas. Weird stuff, lots of shadows.
An effective contraption. It still works.
I really don't see how anyone can mistake those for ghosts.
There was a box in the coffin. It was removed quite recently. They opened the casket and left marks. A herbal odour with an ethylic base. Liquor? Phosphorus, used recently.
Yeah, that definitely seems like something that's safe to you have your hands covered.
Where is this going? Who is this intended to scare? Several crates are missing. Bottles of various shapes and sizes. I detect a mix of chemicals and aromas. No brand or markings. It looks like a bulk product. Inspired by the legend of Sleepy Hollow.
I don't see the resemblance. As I recall, the horseman in that story was headless.
A small cart left those tracks.
I'm missing something.
Who is this intended to scare? Somebody had fun.
I don't think a ghost would have taken the time to put on boots. Probably not. No, Sherlock said a small cart left those tracks, and I'm pretty sure that would have attracted attention.
Somebody played with phosphorus to give the illusion of ghosts or ectoplasm. In reality, they were here to mix a few ingredients and prepare a solution of some sort. Then they took a box hidden inside the casket, and they left through that gate with a small cart. Dr. Tippett's electric pectobrain. Patent medicine of the future. This is a patent medicine.
A quick fix at an expensive price that drags the patient slowly into death.
Electric pectoral. What the heck is that even supposed to mean? Probably just something fancy that someone made up to make it sound like they were smart.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey. The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
Where are we? The field hospital?
Certainly seems to be.
The cart from Warehouse 2.
The patient has a high temperature and is short of breath. I can hear the patient suffers with their lungs.
I should expect so if they're right near the street type, right near the train line in the factory. What is that even doing there? Is it just supposed to add credence to the idea that this is a legitimate hospital, along with this microscope and scale and stuff? Baby face, very young. Almost doctor, homemade medicine recipes. Phosphorus on hand. The man appears too young to have completed medical studies, and therefore can hardly claim his doctor title. His hands are stained with phosphorus, most likely from the prop's warehouse. He is carrying a book on homemade medicine. He may have good intentions, but good intentions are a poor substitute for expertise. Or is he trying to make a quick buck by exploiting people's naivety and despair?
Good evening, sir. Are you the gentleman who sells that intriguing Pecto-Brain beverage?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Thomas Tippett, and yes, its proud inventor and purveyor.
Are you a doctor? You seem remarkably young.
I'm self-educated. I help people in need around these parts with my medicine.
Helping, as in bringing to the grave?
That is unfair, sir. The virtues of my invention are to calm the nerves, to stop coughing due to the endless smog, and to help children to sleep.
Has your beverage been tested by your peers or any medical authority? I am a doctor, and it appears that you are playing with people's lives, people who place their trust in you to ease their pain.
People need help, and drugs are expensive. My formula helps, and it's inexpensive. The product is dispensed from here only, so dose and usage are controlled. I looked into other patented medicines. They contain harmful or useless substrate, and they're sold in respected shops and pharmacies.
Do you realize what you are doing? You are playing with people's health.
You are a doctor. Take a look at my product. You won't find mercury, radium, lithium, or any other toxic substances drowned in alcohol and sold freely by so-called health professionals. I can show you how I work. Let me help people.
Watson, what do you make of this situation?
I'm not sure. Patent medicines can be a scourge, yes, but he is not entirely wrong in practice.
Why the haunted warehouse?
Well, nobody was using it, and people are afraid of ghosts. It kept them away until today. What I do is not entirely legal, but I do help people. I help up to 50 people here every day. It is working.
You know, the least you could do is give them a more adequate ceiling.
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home.
It's a tough call, but if you ask me, the haunted warehouse, his setup, the fact that he's just selling money off of it is all extreme. It's just, in my view, if it slithers like a snake and hisses like a snake, it's probably a snake. Anyway, this is the house with the red rag. Let's talk to Dahlia.
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother. She got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
How would you describe this Soulsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was made of metal.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the shrine. I tried to sell it to buy Amma medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
Don't go anywhere.
In the original Game of the Awakens, this family, Tibetan and Buddhist, spoke a rare dialect that Sherlock himself spoke, which always seemed to me as a very contrived coincidence that he spoke. Sherlock Holmes, who famously doesn't learn anything that's not helpful to his research, spoke a rare dialect from Tibetan land.
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay? I should have helped Amma put out the posters. If she hadn't been in the smoke so long, maybe she wouldn't be sick.
Poor kid. Maybe you should ask the bartender at the Cursed Mermaid about the big, strong man with the scary eye.
Have you ever heard of a man with a metallic eye?
I've seen him even. Dirty Summers is the name. A nasty lout with a silver ball in place of a missing eye.
I shudder to ask, but where does one find a Dirty Summers?
He likely signed on with a ship. I am not one to spy on others, let alone him.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him. Have you been drinking?
Welcome back to this.
We must go.
Oh, no. No chance of a pint, then.
Sorry, Doc. No drinking on the duty. That came out wrong. There's the Bobby from earlier. This might hurt the people at the shanty town, but I think it's for their own benefit.
Constable, my name is Dr. Watson. A man called Thomas Tippett has opened a field hospital nearby and is selling illegal medicine there. He is using Warehouse 2 for his smuggled product. Please stop him.
I knew it was a swindle. Real ghosts don't look like that. I'll check on this crook right away.
What's done is done. Let's go back to Pier 3 and talk to Mr. Soulsby.
What are you gawping at?
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make of this?
Tell that him to stop making things up.
Missing something. Dirty Summers is the abducted. Seems that Roy Soulsby could be Summers' accomplice.
What are you gawping at?
A liar.
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that?
A man named Dirty Summers was involved in some recent kidnappings across London. He used your name as a cover for his deeds.
What? Really? That doesn't mean I'm involved, though.
Now,
Your calling card was found at the crime scene. That's enough to make you a suspect.
You cannot be serious.
It's true. And that's before mentioning your gold watch. It's brand new and awfully expensive for a customs officer. Clearly you have found yourself another source of income. I'm sure Scotland Yard will be delighted to investigate further.
All right, stop. Look, it's not as it seems. I did not partake in the kidnappings.
I'm all ears, Mr. Soulsby.
Yes, I know Summers. He paid me to turn a blind eye to his business in the warehouse area. Just that. On my word.
You did not tell me which warehouse he used?
I do not recall. But I use red paint to mark unsupervised warehouses. Ought to be one of them.
What else can you say of Summers?
He's a regular at the Cursed Mermaid. Goes there with his crew almost every evening.
What for?
I don't know. I assumed just for a drink.
You know, didn't that bartender tell us that she only knew Dirty Summers? Maybe we should have another word with her.
Why do I have the feeling that you know more about Dirty Summers than you're letting on?
I have nothing more to add, sir.
Enough. I have hard evidence that Summers was involved in recent kidnappings across London.
I'm not surprised. So what?
A customs officer, Roy Soulsby, testified that Summers was a regular here. You must know something about his business.
All I know is his drinks order.
If the lives of the missing do not concern you, then I would urge you to think about your unborn child.
Are you threatening me?
Nothing of the sort, but that doesn't mean that there won't be consequences for your silence. Everyone knows you happily served Summers and his crew. Should the police come knocking, you'll be the one going away. And none of us wish to see you raise a child behind bars. Now, spare yourself the trouble and tell me all you know.
Okay. Summers hired my private room. I think he used it to recruit people, but I haven't seen him in a few days. He paid me cash, so I paid him no attention. Nor did I touch anything inside. Here's the key, go and do what you will. Just leave me out of it. Have you been drinking?
We must go.
Oh, no. No chance of a pint, then.
Random pumpkin just sitting there. Tickets to Oakmont, Massachusetts are still available. Karen will depart next Tuesday from Pier 2. That's a reference to The Sinking City, also by Frogware Studios, featuring Cthulhu Mythos. A favorite game of mine. I should do a walkthrough of that. I said that before, didn't I?
5 shillings. That won't go far. Strange symbols. I don't recognize them.
The job is to move crates in the warehouse here. Dirty Summers hires men in the pub's private room. Parker and Williams Co. Manchester. Invoice 012B. 20th September 1882. Sold to Oscar Summers. Presumably Dirty Summers. High quality sailcloth packed in wooden crates. 50 crates totaling 50 pounds. A pound for crate. Or is it 50 pounds per crate? Soulsby said that he marks the unused warehouses with red paint. Out of the way. Sales cloth. Warehouse holding sales marked with red paint. And I think we've got it. Oh, just shy. We're in.
Really, Holmes, this ought to be beneath you.
As my brother would say, it is for the greater good. Mould. That's why you don't leave sailcloth lying out. Good quality, but torn in many spots. The layers of rust will prevent any movement. This crank saw some use.
Dried mud. What about this one?
There are a couple of marks on this end. The scratches are fresh, left by something metallic.
Someone tried to pry open the window from the inside.
It's stuck. No one's used it in a very long time. Well oiled and well maintained.
In contrast to the other one.
fit for a crank.
Now I wonder where we saw one of those. Thought I saw something.
A hidden passage, just as I expected.
How long was that even there? It's not like these guys could have built up that themselves.
Wait here, Watson, and keep an eye on the doors. I'll scout the premises.
Will do. Be careful down there.
I see you're not going for the stealthy approach.
Wait, what's happening? What is this place? Where am I?
I think we've gone nuts, Sherlock.
Strangely cold. Something is missing.
Yeah, imagine if you looked up and there was just a big face or something looking back at you.
This cannot have been under the port of London all along. Is it an illusion?
Now you're starting to use that brain of yours.
The only way forward is the abyss.
Well, listening to strange carvings on the floor is definitely a good way to approach, so... Geronimo!
Phew, I didn't die. It is icy cold and pulsating.
There's where it went. Yeah, we're definitely not in Kansas anymore, Toto. If it worked once, why won't it work again?
My heart, be calm.
Short stride, blueprints. Kiag Arnakadishtu. Short stride. Mate.
Now I am somewhere else. How?
Lighthouses. Always a good thing to go towards.
It's harder to breathe here. stares right through me.
You'll hear that.
What is that?
Ordinarily this would be a bad idea, but since there's no other way to go, and this place makes no sense anyway. Banzai!
Oh, no! Unspeakably revolting.
I mean, it could have been worse. There. Okay, how to open that? No good.
Head is already spinning. When will this end? There are 2 recesses.
2 things, 4 doors. No. 5 doors.
On my head. What just happened?
Okay, door number 1 isn't it? Size 9, Glui Mogolunov.
The stench.
Calamari.
A strange stone. It almost feels alive.
Size 9, clear edges. Nice. Ognavath A. Oh. play it that way.
Oh, that is truly revolting.
Someone had fun.
Frozen and pulsing almost like it has a heart. Did I get out? John?
What is it, Holmes?
Watson!
Holmes, where are you?
How long has this place been down here? This can't be a recent construction.
Holmes! Holmes! Are you all right?
Fine. Watson, I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Fine? By Jove, you should have heard the way you called out my name.
It was just a game of shadows.
Cute reference.
I'm glad. This place gives me the chills. What are we dealing with?
Something that's finally interesting.
That's a heck of a beard you grew in like 10 minutes. There he is. Big C himself.
Did you hear that, Watson?
I hear you.
Kianak, Flegethor, Lebumna, Siaha, Inguft. Finglui, Maglanafa, Cthulhu, Rilia, Waganagal, Fatagan.
What on earth?
How is that possible?
You heard that too, right? Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Ugh.
His abdomen is severely bloated.
Broken nails, dried mud. Needle prick. I'm glad they at least had the decency to cover up his manhood.
Cyanosis of the lips, marks on the neck. This man was strangled.
Excuse me. Mud. Intentional trauma?
Someone used mud to draw a cross in a rectangle. Why? Fine rope work, cut by a finer blade. These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style.
Yes. That's a lot of blood. Blood, human hair.
An American passport. Amos Colby. Someone got their hands dirty painting this with blood.
Amos Colby, red hair, brown eyes, born April 20th, 1852 in Boston. Entered into England September 22nd, 1882. The back of the passport features a bloody drawing. It vaguely depicts a sea creature, perhaps an octopus. I didn't see anything that even vaguely resembled an octopus on there. Northwood Agency, for any manner of discreet investigations. For you we shall search the world. 154 Pennsylvania Lane, Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, I see that little mine palace is in the corner, but we'll get to that later.
I've never seen a pattern like this before.
You're gonna see a lot of it.
Old blood stains. At least 24 pendants, all identical and made of tin. It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set. This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimihia's brazier. Black Edelweiss Institute, established 17-something.
Ugh. Try to imagine how this place will smell.
A small bloodstain, but not serious. The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it. Deep scratches left in a frenzy.
I don't like thinking about that.
Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. Miserable food, mass-produced.
Yummy. How long has this been down here?
I must have seen this one before. That explains my hallucinations.
Sure.
These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. Dumpra, a staple of lecturemen's attire in Nepal. Gathered from dozens of people at the very least.
I think we know what happened to Gurvesh.
What on earth? It looks like the scribbling of madmen.
Hang on, there's a side passage here. You know, if those torches are still going, that implies that someone was down here recently.
Who are these people?
I'd like to know myself. Though I'm willing to bet that it's an in-joke by the developers. These are probably faces of some of the people who worked on the game. It's done up in a little side joke. Anyway, we have the full array of imagination options, so let's see if we can't reconstruct what happens here. Forcibly removed. And then I'm pretty sure we'd find their body right here. The ropes were cut. He didn't get loose himself. No, he was strangled, not stabbed.
Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar.
What the hell is happening, Holmes?
Calm yourself.
How incredibly extra.
Cannot be. What is it? Oh my God.
They didn't really need to do that. Probably just wanted to spook.
Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
Just leaves us to wrap this up. Dead man. I should think that fairly obvious. Amos Colby of Northwood Agency in Boston, in America. He may have been investigating disappearances before getting caught and killed. So that leaves where the abducted had been sent to. Tin box with Edelweiss, which is where we got the narcotic. Cross inside plane of purposely drawn, so we can assume that Mr. Colby left that as a clue. No, sorry. It's Ames. Black Edelweiss Institute in Switzerland. It's the old joke. What are the advantages of living in Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. We'll have to search through the archives to find it. 1700s lies somewhere in Switzerland. Okay. Europe, 1700s. Since it deals in narcotics, presumably it's medicine. Black Edelweiss Institute is in Interlaken, Switzerland. Established in 1789 by Professor Keller, this institute specializes in mental illnesses and addictions, currently headed by Professor Gygax.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put two and two together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? the Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train. As grateful as I have been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
The man with the rosary. He was one of them?
A translator, yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end. But Lieutenant Paget refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but Paget shook his head. He told me to run. That I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than a handful. Truth be told, I have become somewhat of a recluse.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Paget was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Holmes, I don't know what to say.
I would start with, I am Dr. John Watson, may I look around?
We were having a moment, Sherlock. You had to go and do that. Raven, always good sign. Goodness, are we headed
the
to
Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facility to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.
Stepped into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Chapter 3: The Mountains of Madness. Edelweiss Institute. Alright. I see we've unlocked some bonuses. Let's take a look at what we've got. Cordona suit. This was the suit that Sherlock wore in the previous game, Chapter 1. Watson's typewriter, building the Sherlock Holmes legend one word at a time. I'm sure we'll find that in Baker Street once we return. I like typewriters. I once wished I had one so that I could write in my spare time if a computer wasn't available. Worker's apron disguise. Let's get some use out of it. Ritual dagger. Not a butter knife. I don't know, I suppose you could use that as a butter knife if you really wanted to. Butter your bread in the name of Great Cthulhu. Royal garments. How fancy. Right. Anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you're looking forward to the next one. Have a nice day.